welcome along to highlights of the 101st edition of the Coppa Bernocchi. This was the route that the riders were dealing with today, 197.6 kilometres, starting with a circuit in Legnano, before heading northwards to a bigger circuit which they would complete 6 times. That one included the climb of the Piccolo Stelvio. From there they'd head back south over a few lumps and bumps before finishing with 3 laps of a 5.6 kilometre circuit back in Legnano. As we joined live pictures, only 2 of the initial 5-man breakaway remained out front, Nikita Staunov of Astana and the young Italian Alessandro Covi of Team Kolpak, their advantage a little over a minute. Behind them we had a strung out peloton with plenty of attacks going off the front. Amongst the teams instigating the moves were Bardiani CSF and the Italian national team. And eventually we'd have a couple of very strong groups heading off the front. This one would contain the likes of Giulio Ciccone and Giovanni Visconti amongst others. Their advantage was never that big though, and the commitment to keeping the pace high also wasn't there, so they would soon get swallowed up. Soon after, another almost equally strong group would go clear, and here trying to get across to them are Pierre Roland of Vital Concept B&B Hotels, along with Davide Gaburo of Neri Sartori Sellitalia. The group they were joining, somewhat surprisingly, contained Elia Viviani. The European champion was obviously keen to test his form ahead of a potential appearance at the World Championships, and not just waiting for the expected bunch sprint. Here's a rundown of that front group: Viviani, Visconti, Grelier, Lutsenko, Bisolti, Roland, Gaburo, Canola and Visconti. With just under 25k's to go, Viviani was at it again, riding off the front of the group with only Visconti for company. Although they'd soon be joined by the Kazakh national champion Alexei Lutsenko, who made closing the gap look remarkably easy. Their gap to the rest of the group grew quickly, 22 seconds in fact, in the space of just a couple of kilometres. But with those chasers soon caught by the peloton behind, it would mean that there were a whole load of extra teams who had reason to chase them. Amongst them, Total Direct Energy for Niccolo Bonifacio and Nippo Vinifantini for Marco Canola and the Cima brothers. And so, despite looking very strong up front, committed and fluid, they'd almost been caught with 12 kilometres remaining. And in fact, the catch had been made with 1 lap and just under 6 kilometres to go, and it looked like we'd have another reduced bunch sprint. Not that it deterred everybody. This is Davide Baldacchini of Team Kolpak giving it a nudge, but it would take a monumental effort to hold everyone off for the win. A kilometre and a half later and he was brought back, but it was a cagey old run-in for the bunch. Nobody wanted to fully commit to a lead out too early. As they headed under the Flamme Rouge though, it was Bahrain Merida who'd hit the front, Jan Tratnik leading through the final right-hand corner, Zeeberg on his wheel, and their sprinter Phil Bauhaus cleverly dropping 1 wheel further back, knowing it was still a long way to the line. Zeeberg would be next to lead out, but he was done with around 500 metres to go, and after he pulled off there was a brief slowing, a touch of wheels, leaving Bonifacio on the deck along with a whole host of others. That looked like a nasty crash. Let's hope nobody was too badly hurt. Making it through unscathed though was Phil Bauhaus. He kicked to the line with 200 metres to go, coming off the wheel of Cima. Just behind him though, Simone Consoni of UAE. Try as he might though, the Italian was not able to get past Bauhaus, who took his first win since February of 2018. Well, it was messy, but a win's a win. There's confirmation of the top 10, Simone Consoni having to settle for 2nd place, Alexander Konishev, the son of Dimitri, in 3rd place on the day. Well, thanks very much for joining us again on GCN Racing. Join us again later for highlights of the final stage of La Vuelta a España.